Hey, this is Hans-Peder, and today I want to talk about something important. What are your standards? And it's not something we really think about, but your standards, the expectations you set for yourself has a really high effect on your life and how happy you are. And it makes sense because you set a standard for how you want things to be. So, for example, you may set a standard too high. So, for example, a typical example would be how you want your body to look, because a lot of people have low self-esteem because they don't think they look good enough. And that's basically because they have set a standard at a certain point they haven't achieved. That's the saying "I'm not enough" comes from. I'm not enough for the standard, basically. And there's two ways this thing works. You have your standards that you can achieve, which are the good standards. And then you have these ideals that you can never achieve, which basically just cause low self-esteem. So the bad ones, are body standards, for example, like the thing every girl wants to have to be look like a supermodel, for example. That's something that's not achievable physically by everyone. I'm sorry to say, that's just facts. Not everyone can be a supermodel. And because everyone has the expectation that they have to look like that, especially women, when they can, when they're here and the expectation or the standard is here, they get low self-esteem. That's the basic gist of why people are ashamed of their bodies. So yeah, so like, when you can't achieve a certain pound, you don't feel like you're not enough because hey, you can't be up here where you want to be or where you should be, and that's why you feel bad about yourself. And of course, then there are people who can achieve, just want to be fit, and maybe are extremely overweight. They of course also feel like they can't, they also have bad self-esteem because they want to be here, but they are here. The difference is, of course, that they can actually get up here. Someone who wants to be a supermodel and look extremely, beautiful all the time, every time, you know, can't really achieve that level, but you can achieve this level. So this is where the second standard comes in. So we have this standard of like what you should be doing, what you should look like, how you should be. And the only thing this does is basically just bring you bad self-esteem or make you think like, oh, okay, well, I'm alright if you already are at the standard. So it's a really useless way to determine yourself. Here are the important standards. These are your actual standards you follow. So the difference is these standards are how you should be, the beauty standards, how you should eat, your nutrition standards, or I should stop eating chips, or I should eat healthy and stuff like that. These are basically bullshit standards you have set, and that just bring you low self-esteem because you haven't achieved them or can't achieve them. These standards, on the other hand, are like your actual standards, and they are basically where you are at, So if you eat really unhealthy, your actual standards for nutrition and eating healthy are pretty low, and you follow that standard. Like someone who eats really healthy has a high standard of eating healthy, and they achieve it because that's the standard. Your brain will always go for the rule or this the way you have set reality up for yourself. So a person who is shy, have set a really low standard for example, talking with a lot of people. But someone who may be really confident and attractive, has set a pretty high standard to be social and talk to people. And now you might think, well, yeah, obviously, if you are really healthy or something, it's easier to set a high standard. And yeah, if you're really attractive and confident, of course you set high standards and achieve those. And yeah, that is true. But you have to understand that if you want to change your actual standards, so if you eat unhealthy, the only way to, eat healthy is to move up your actual standard. Not this, oh, I should actually eat healthy. Oh, I should probably do this standard. That will just give you bad self-esteem because you're not there. But this one is actually where you are at. This is your actual standard. And there's different ways of improving your actual standard, the thing that actually determines your life, basically. And the standards is basically a rule. Like, okay, I am like this. I eat like this. This is how I am. This is how I speak. This is how assertive I am. And you can change this. So if we take this example of nutrition with someone who's extremely overweight and eats really unhealthy, they have a really low standard in health, basically. So they have to start improving their standard in this area. And there's different ways to do this. I would say a beautiful one, and I've talked about this multiple times, is that you actually have to imagine that you are at another standard or another, rule, or how you want to say it. So, for example, one who's really unhealthy, that person would then imagine and visualize them eating healthy and being really fit, and nearly trick. I wouldn't use the word trick, more like program their brain to raise their standards to another being. Like, oh, okay, I'm someone who eats really unhealthy, and then you visualize and program your brain to be a person who's really healthy and eats, good, and he eats healthy. Then your standard is gonna be, oh, I'm a healthy person who eats well and healthy, because you begin to imagine it, and that'll actually raise your standard. And of course, you basically just visualize and really feel. The feel part is really important. You have to begin to feel the standard you want to be at. So if you want to be really healthy, imagine yourself like a healthy person. How would a healthy person feel? How would you feel if you were a healthy person? And actually start to change your standard to get up here. And of course, and the point is, you can, while your actual standard may be down here, you can through your brain raise your standards. And of course, this can take some time, and your actual weight, it will take some time for your weight to actually get up to the way you have imagined your new health to be. But it's certainly a way to do it. And when you change your beliefs and your thoughts, your actions and behavior will also change. So that's a really, really awesome tip. Another one is, if you want to change your standards, is, again, I've said it 100 times and I'll say it again, is to baby step it. All right. So if you want to be up here, so let's say the goal is to lose a certain amount of health, weight, sorry. Lose a certain amount of weight and eat 7 vegetables a day and train 6 times a week. Just the perfect ideal, just the way you want to feel, like you imagine, when you visualize being a healthy person. This is what a healthy person looks like to me. So that's like this is the standard you want to go after. And then you baby step it. So you start with eating 1 carrot a day and then going for a walk. And just baby step it. And baby step it. And baby step it. And the amazing thing about this is you combo this advice, right? So first you imagine where you want to be. And this is going to change your brain to be like, oh, well, I am a healthy person. So why the hell would I eat pizza? That's unhealthy. I'm a healthy person. That's not what a healthy person does. I don't want to do that. So you have the brain part, and you also have the behavior and action part, actually. Because you baby step it. So now your brain is going to be like, oh, right, yeah, I ate a carrot and and took a walk today. That makes sense because I'm a healthy person, so of course I would do that. And that reinforces the belief that you are a healthy person. And in that way, you can start to, really get up here to this place. Instead of this bullshit stuff, the other standards like, oh, I should be healthier, or I should be a super athlete and be over here. Because these things, nothing you will achieve. Like, there's some lofty rules you've set for yourself that just makes you feel bad because you can't achieve them. These, on the other hand, are where you are at, your standards. This is who I am, right here. And when you change who you are to be healthy, your reality will actually shift to that, shift to it. It's actually called the law of resonance, if someone wants to dig a little deeper. But yeah, so when you actually change the way you think and you begin to implement some habits and behavior, your brain is going to be like, oh, well, that makes sense. I am healthy. All right. And you will actually start to see a shift in your life and behavior. So yeah, and the amazing part about this is, of course, there's some discipline involved, baby stepping and actually starting and stuff. Going for a walk can be, I suppose, hard sometimes. But it's not as hard as if you want to go cold turkey, run every day, totally force yourself and just hit your, head against the wall until you become fit. This is a more, I don't know if easy is the right word, because it's a challenge, of course, but it's like a better way to go about this, It's a more mellow way to go about this, more wise way to go about it, instead of just beating yourself up until you get there. So yeah, this is basically what your standards are, the good standards about where you actually are. So for example, my standards in health is I eat this and this all day, and this is what I do. And you have to be the bad standards, like, oh, I should look like this, oh, I should be like this, oh, why, he or she said I should be this. Basically all the shoulds, and and this is a lot of what do you call it? This is a lot of bullshit rules by society. Vision Carney has coined the term rules, bullshit rules. And a lot of the shoulds is basically society who's put a lot of trash in your head about who you should be. A man you should never show emotion if you're a man, for example. So another should be, I should never show emotions. And that's even an achievable goal, right? You can achieve that. But again, it's a should standard. And all those shoulds, you should really not care about them. And even the healthy ones, like, I should eat healthy. I should be more kind. These are not inherently bad, because it's good things you should do. But because you are not doing them, you just feel bad about yourself because you're not doing something you should do. So instead, focus on the standards, this place where you are, and improve who you are to become better, so you actually become better. So yeah, I hope this is not too confusing with all the shoulds. But yeah, see you guys later. I really hope you can use this because it's an amazing tip to slowly, improve yourself and change your life. So see you guys later, and I hope this helps you. Bye.